Testing out the Wurkkos HD03 has caused me to rethink my idea of what a perfect EDC light is all about. If you're interested in why I say that, keep watching. I'd like to thank Wurkkos for sending out the HD03 so that I could share it with you. So despite sounding a little overdramatic, I have been carrying the HD03 in my pocket for quite a while now, and I really have come to see the benefit, all the features it has. I really think this is probably, at least for me, one of my ideal everyday carry lights. So let's go down to the tabletop. I'll go over its key features, its physical and performance specification, how it operates. We'll get outside and we'll do some demonstrations. Now, before we focus in on the light, let's take a look at what else it came with. The box the light arrived in, manual with warranty information, as you would expect, a USB Type-C fast charge cable, and two little lanyards. One I expect is kind of a lanyard for around, well, actually it's too small for your wrist. I'm not quite sure how it works. It has a little kind of a round carabiner. It's nice. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'd hang it off it like a zipper pull. But also this one as well does the same thing. It allows you to maybe even keychain it. So a couple of different options. It's nice to have options, right? Okay, let's bring the light back in. We're going to go through its key features to start with, and this is one of the reasons why I say I've really come to like this light. The thing that makes this one stand out so much from the others is the pocket clip. Can you see the spring-loaded pocket clip on the back of this? It has, well, let me bring it in a little closer for you to see. You can see inside there are rubber grippy base materials on the inside. It's quite a heavy spring as well. I can't tell you how often this has come in handy. I've clipped it to my shirt so I could use hands-free for something working in front of me. I've clipped it to a hat so I can see, well, you do have to kind of position it downward so it works well there. I haven't had to clip it on a backpack, but I can see this would clip on well on the sternum strap or any other straps on your backpack, so you'd have a forward-facing light. Yeah, I think it's that pocket clip more than anything else that makes this really stand out as being something different. But in addition to the pocket clip, it has other features. As you might expect, it does have a magnet, so it will magnetically cling on to anything you need it to for whatever period of time, of course. It has a switch on the side. There's really only two operating buttons, and I'll give you some close-ups in a minute, an on-off button, and a mode switch that allows it to switch between floodlight and spotlight. Now, you'll see when we get it outside, floodlight is definitely a flood, but the spotlight is pretty much a flood as well. It just has a little bit more forward cast to it. So in addition to having a floodlight and a spotlight, it also has an RGB, red, green, blue setup. So it has, well, they claim, I've actually never counted, I played with it, and you'll see some of them, 20 different combinations of RGB, from blue and red flashing to light changing to, well, you'll see in a few minutes time. They're fun more than anything else, but they might have some practical applications. All right, let's go through a few of the physical specifications for it, and I thought I'd do this a little different today just because people have asked why I don't do it this way. I'm going to give it to you all in, well, mostly in metric, let's put it that way. In this dimension, 60 millimeters. In this dimension, it is 28 millimeters, and in this dimension, it is 25.2 millimeters. The weight, 49 grams. I'll give you the weight in ounces, 1.73 ounces. It has an IPX6 waterproof rating, so yeah, you can put it on your hat or on your backpack in the rain and you'll be just fine. And a 1.5 meter drop protection. All right, let me go through the performance specifications for this. They're in both the spotlight and in the floodlight, and we'll start at the top. Spotlight turbo 680 lumens lasting 1 hour 10 minutes, high 320 lumens lasting 1 hour 20 minutes, medium 119 lumens lasting 2 hours 10 minutes, low 20 lumens lasting 7 hours 40 minutes, and Moonlight 1 lumen lasting 36 hours. Floodlight, it starts out at turbo, yeah, it actually has turbo for floodlight, at 320 minutes lasting an hour and 10, high 150 lumens, an hour and 20, medium 75 lumens at an hour and 50, low 15 lumens at 5 hours and 30 minutes, and another Moonlight, 1 lumen at 35 hours. Now, just before we go through the operation of the HD03, I thought I'd give you a few close-ups of the light itself and go through the features on the outside. So I've already mentioned the pocket clip with that strong spring. I really do like that feature. On the side, I'm going to call it the left, from the orientation the light is facing you, is a on-off push button, and I'll show you that in operation in a moment. On the complete opposite side is a slide switch that allows you to choose between flood and spotlight. On the top is the port for USB charging. Now, when you take a look at the lens itself, what you'll see is that there is a circle of small LEDs. Those are what give you the floodlight, and in the center is one larger LED that will give you the spotlight. And the lens also has a Fresnel type of arrangement on the front of it to help focus the spotlight. All right, let's go into the operation of the light itself. So it's a simple operation. Single push of the button will turn the light on and turn the light off. If you want to go through the lumen settings, start by turning the light on and hold the button. It'll ramp up through the lumen settings and down again. I'm going to turn the light off. If you want to go to Moonlight, it's a long press and hold and off again. I'll turn it back on, memory for the last lumen setting, which I believe is low at this point. Now, if I double tap the on button or the button itself while the light is on, not off, while its light is on, it'll go into turbo. You can see how bright that is. Again, while the light is on, if I triple tap, it'll go into the 3 different strobes. So that'd be strobe, SOS, and then a beacon. All right, and then I'll turn the light off again. It comes when you hit back or you hit off, it's like going back to whatever the last lumen setting is. Now I'll turn it off. Now, if I want to move over from flood to spotlight, you can either do it with the light on or the light off. Right now, let's just see, we're on the spotlight. Are we on the spotlight? Yes, we're on the spotlight. I'm going to turn it on and just slide the switch. And you can see a much more diffuse, wider area coverage of the spotlight. So you can do it while it's on or while it's off. It doesn't really make any difference. And you have the same arrangements of how you get to Moonlight, turbo, and run through the lumen settings and the SOS. Now I'm going to turn the light off. If you do the next thing while the light is off, which is to double tap it, that's when you move into the RGB. So let me double tap. And you can see I have, and again, there's memory. I have it for red. And that's, well, it's not perfect red, but it is red. So that does give you the option to have instant access to a red light if that's what you want. If you are interested in moving through the different RGB functions, you just keep double tapping. I'll give you a couple of these. I don't want to blind you out, of course. You can see there's quite an array of different ones. They're kind of fun to play with more than anything else, you can see. Lots of different ones to play with. And then press it and it'll turn off again. If you press again, you're going to come back to the white light again. All right, so that's the operation of the light. Let's get it outside and do some demonstrations. All right, we're going to do some nighttime demonstrations for the Wurkkos HD03. I'm going to do it in both spot and flood. Right now I have it on Moonlight in flood. There is low, medium, starting to get some light in the backyard here, high, and turbo. Yeah, that's quite a bit of light. Now I'm going to turn it back to low, turn it over to spot. See, the spot is showing up on my shed, but that's about it. Or that's not low, that's Moonlight, sorry. Let's take it up to medium, high, and turbo. Turbo on spot can really light up this yard. And you know, the spot itself seems to be a pretty good floodlight as well. Much more intense, no central hotspot, lots of flood. Either this or the floodlight itself would be great options. All right, a few closing thoughts for the Wurkkos HD03. So, I think this is the third, maybe the fourth light from Wurkkos that I've reviewed. And each and every time I've been impressed with not only the quality of the light in comparison with the price especially, but with all the unique features and the thought that went into the engineering of the light. They've come up with some really clever ideas for their flashlights. And I think that shows a very progressive company in terms of trying trying to stay competitive in a really competitive world. Lights are, as you are well aware. This one certainly is at the top of my list right now for a near perfect EDC small flashlight. You know, maybe the only thing that it has going against it is the fact is the battery's built in and it's non-replaceable. It'd be great if you could replace it, but it is a lithium-ion rechargeable battery and it should last you a good long time. And considering the cost of the flashlight itself, I think it's reasonable to keep the cost down, not to have to design it so that it can be taken apart. So we'll just take that into consideration. What I'll do, of course, is give you the links to where you can take another look at the HD03, and if you as well as all the specifications, of course, that'll all be in the video description. If you have any comments or questions about this light, put those in the comments section below. But until next time, get out and explore and take that past left travel, because it will make all the difference. Bye for now.